Hello everyone, let's begin. So this video I will start from here. In the previous video we saw the various right to freedom that are granted to the citizens of India as per the constitution, and we read about the reasonable restrictions that can be put up so that those rights can be limited, because anything in excessive is harmful. So the freedom rights that are provided, that is also not so extreme, or that is also not to a great extent. They can be restricted at times when there is a war, or when there are matters that could affect the relations of India with the other countries, that can have an adverse impact on the law and order situation, morality. It can disturb the harmony of the society. So such things are there to maintain public order, to maintain decency and morality of the society. Some restrictions can be put, but they have to be reasonable. And we also saw that Supreme Court at times can by virtue of judicial review, see whether those state restrictions are valid or not, whether they are reasonable or not, whether they stand the test of reasonable restrictions or not. So the key word over here is reasonable. I gave you an example of that. Now today we have to start that if the criminals that they have committed certain crime, they will not lose nationality just because they have committed a crime and they are serving the imprisonment term. They still are the citizens of India, so some rights are also provided to them. They will not be expelled of all the basic human rights just because they have committed crimes. So let's see what safeguards or what rights are provided to the criminals. Article 20, please remember articles, these are very important. Article 20 provides for safeguards to persons who are accused of having committed crimes, means who are criminals. So for them, the safeguards or the provisions are there in Article 20. This provides human rights framework to criminal justice system, which was discussed in an earlier unit in grade 11. So human rights we have discussed in class 11, and we saw that these are human rights are basically some basic rights, so that it is provided to each and every human being on this planet earth, so that his dignity of being a human can be maintained, his dignity of life can be maintained. The rights of persons accused of crimes are: firstly, Article 20 provides that no person can be convicted for the commission or omission of an act that does not amount to an offence by any law in force at the time of such act. That means, like if I give you an example and I will try to explain you by an example. For suppose there is a person A who committed murder in way back in some year 1954. Say A committed murder. At that time, punishment for committing murder of someone was 5 years. Okay, let it be, it's just an example, it's just a hypothetical situation, it's just an example, so don't take it too much into realism. Next point, later back, since there were so widespread crimes which were committed at that around this timeline, so the punishment for murder was extended. And now see, in year 1961, the punishment which was earlier 5 years, it got increased, and now the punishment says that if any person commits or kills somebody, commits the murder of somebody, then he will be entitled to 10 years of imprisonment, or if that is a grave action, and if the murder is so grave or so brutal, then he will also be, as per the situation, if it is the rarest of rare case that is so brutal that cannot be imagined, even if that is the way in which murder this person has committed, then he will be entitled to death penalty. That is the capital punishment he will be given. So this was the amendment in rule or you can say amendment in the punishment for committing murder, that happened around 7 years after this person has committed the crime. So now, since whatever law is at place in this particular timeline when the crime was committed, according to those legislations or laws only, the punishments or the penalties can be imposed. You cannot rely upon some future amendment that may or may not take place and give punishment to this or to any person that has committed a crime. So that means now, if you have understood the glimpse of this example, then now read the line which is written over here, that no person can be convicted for commission or omission of an act that does not amount to an offense by any law in force at that time. When he has, now see, that was that whatever punishment is there as per the, see, that the point that I have explained you right now is this point number 2. Point number 1, you can say, like I told you, that you cannot rely upon a future amendment that may or may not take place and give punishment to the person who has committed the crime. So similarly, you have to rely upon the present facts and situations only, and you have to deal with the matter according to the present legislations in place. Now, as we know, there is a pendency of cases, delaying of matters that happens in Indian judiciary without pointing out any such to a negative extent. I'm not going to a negative extent, I'm just saying what it is actually. So that happens, like if person has committed the crime in 1954, it may happen the verdict came way back after 2-3 after in 1961 only. By that time, the new law that I told you the example of, that had come into effect. Now the person will think that I will give the punishment according to this law. No, you can't do that. जब क्राइम कमिट हुआ था, जिस समय क्राइम कमिट हुआ था, उस समय के ही जो लेजिस्लेशंस है उनके अकॉर्डिंग आपको काम करना पड़ेगा. You have to work according to the legislations that are in place, that were in place when the crime was committed. So similarly, no person can be convicted for an act which he has committed at present. Like if person has committed an act in 1954 and at that time period the particular act was not considered to be a crime. Say in 1954, this is also an example, just an hypothetical situation. In 1954, a person has committed an act which is not categorized as a crime in this particular timeline. But since verdict was coming in 1961, and at that time this act classified as a crime by an amendment which has come into place. But then too, you cannot act with the present situation, because you have to work according to the principles or the laws which were at place at the time when the act was committed. That means you cannot impose penalty or you cannot punish somebody just because the act done before is now a crime. Are you getting the point? You cannot punish person for something which he has done earlier, and at that earlier time it was not categorized as a crime, but now it is. तो जब उसने किया तब वो क्राइम नहीं था ना, उसने तो यही सोच के किया कि हाँ वो क्राइम नहीं है. अब आप उसको क्राइम मान रहे हो और अब सज़ा दे रहे हो, देन दैट इज़ रॉन्ग. कोई चीज़ बहुत पहले बीत चुकी है, वर्डिक्ट आ चुका है, लेकिन अब वो चीज़ हम क्राइम मान रहे हैं, तो आपने कहा वो फाइल खोलो और उस बंदे को अब पनिशमेंट दी जाएगी, क्योंकि नाउ जो उसने एक्ट किया था वो अब क्राइम हो चुका है, तो यानी कि अब उसने क्राइम किया है. ये आप नहीं कह सकते. You have to give the punishment, you have to penalize somebody as per the provisions or the rules and regulations which were in place at that particular time when the crime was committed. And if the timeline at which the act which he has committed was not considered to be an offense or a crime, then you can't punish that person now. Let's see what example this book has. Autonomy law in section 377 of IPC treats consensual homosexual contact between same-sex adults as a criminal offense. In 2009, Section 377 was declared invalid and unconstitutional by Delhi High Court to protect rights to privacy, non-discrimination, and liberty of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people. In 2013, Supreme Court reversed the High Court's decision. In this example, sodomy law will not apply to any consensual homosexual conduct committed in 2011 but will apply to commissions that take place post Supreme Court judgment of 2013. Because if there is a homosexual conduct which was committed in 2011, at that time, see, in 2009 it was declared invalid, so from 2009 to 2013, till the time Supreme Court gave its verdict, till that time this sodomy was not an offense. So a person, if he has committed homosexual or consensual conduct at that time, same-sex adults, then that will not be considered as an offense. But after this Supreme Court verdict of 2013, since now again it is a crime, now again it is considered to be a crime, then now if you commit it after the time this punishment is given, after the time this verdict is given, now you can penalize the person as per the provision is. But still, now I tell you, you have to be updated regarding this sodomy law, because the example is given, so it becomes important. Check out for the recent updates regarding this section 377 of IPC. Article 20 prohibits application of laws retrospectively and prospectively. That means retrospectively, I gave you the example, आज का जो लॉ है वो आप रिवर्स करके नहीं लगा सकते. जैसे भी मैंने बोला, फाइल खोलो उसकी, क्योंकि उसने जो एक्ट 1954 में किया था, अब वो एक क्राइम है, तो यानी कि अब उसने क्राइम किया है. अगर हम आज के हिसाब से देखें तो फाइल खोलो उसको, हम अब क्राइम कंसीडर करके उसको पनिशमेंट देंगे. तो रेट्रोस्पेक्टिवली आप ट्रीट नहीं कर सकते. प्रोस्पेक्टिवली मतलब आगे, आज हमने ये अमेंडमेंट किया तो फ्यूचर के जो केसेस हैं उसमें ये अप्लाई होगा. ठीक है, जैसे यहाँ पर बोला 2009 से 2013 तक के जो केसेस हैं उसमें ये चीज़ अप्लाई नहीं होगी कि सोडोमी वाज अ क्राइम, राइट. सो secondly, Article 20 provides that any person who is convicted of a crime should not receive a penalty greater than what is provided in law in force at time of act of offense. ये मैंने थोड़ी देर पहले एग्जाम्पल से, the first example that I gave, यही चीज़ समझाई थी. Third point, it provides for another important right. No person shall be prosecuted and punished for the same offense more than once. This means that if someone commits an offense, that person should not be harassed and punished repetitively for the same offense. That means, in simpler terms, if I put down, this means that a person who has committed an offense or a crime, he will not get the punishment for the same offense more than once. अगर एक बार केस ओपन हो गया, प्रोसीडिंग्स हो गई, प्रोसिक्यूटेड मीन्स उसके खिलाफ प्रोसीडिंग्स चल रही हैं इन कोर्ट, देर आर रेगुलर कोर्ट प्रोसीडिंग्स दैट आर गोइंग ऑन, और देर आर एविडेंसेस, और एक जो भी कोर्ट प्रोसीडिंग्स में होता है वही सब चीज़ें हो रही हैं, और प्रोसीडिंग उसके खिलाफ चली, उसको दोषी माना गया, उसको पनिशमेंट दी गई एज पर द प्रोविजंस विच वर इन प्लेस एट दैट टाइम व्हेन द क्राइम वॉज कमिटेड. लेटर ऑन देयर वॉज अमेंडमेंट, केस दोबारा ओपन हुआ और अब प्रेजेंट सिचुएशन के हिसाब से उसको देखा जा रहा है. तो यहाँ पर दो चीज़ें इफेक्ट हो रही हैं. प्रोसीडिंग दोबारा हो रही है, उसको पनिशमेंट दोबारा दी जाएगी सेम ऑफेंस के लिए. क्राइम उसने जो किया वही किया था पहले, लेकिन आपने केस को दोबारा खोल के आपने उसके खिलाफ प्रोसीडिंग्स भी दोबारा चलाई. दैट मीन्स यू आर प्रोसिक्यूटिंग हिम वंस अगेन, और आप उसको अब इस लॉ के हिसाब से दोबारा पनिश करेंगे. प्रोसिक्यूटेड एंड पनिश्ड, एंड लगा है, तो ये दोनों चीज़ें फुलफिल होनी चाहिए. ओके, एंड इज द कीवर्ड है, प्रोसिक्यूटेड एंड पनिश्ड. सो यहाँ पर दो चीज़ें वॉयलेट हो रही हैं. एक तो कि उनके खिलाफ प्रोसीडिंग्स और पनिशमेंट दोबारा दी जाएगी, और दूसरी कि दिस फर्स्ट प्रिंसिपल दैट यू सेकंड प्रिंसिपल दैट उसको आज के लॉ के हिसाब से देखा जा रहा था. रेट्रोस्पेक्टिवली जब बोला गया है लॉज अप्लाई नहीं हो सकते हैं सेक्शन 20 के, तो आप उसको आज के लॉ के हिसाब से कैसे पनिशमेंट ग्रांट कर सकते हैं. यहाँ पर दो चीज़ें वॉयलेट हो जाएंगी आर्टिकल 20 की. I hope things are getting clear. Fourthly, no person accused of any offense shall be compelled to be a witness against himself. You may have seen in serials and movies also that the police people, they give a bad thrash to the accused persons, to the persons who are doubted that they have committed the crime. They beat them so badly और कहते हैं अब तो हमारा डंडा जवाब निकालेगा, इससे इतना मारो कि ये उगल दे. तो ये जो चीज़ है, दैट इज़ कि यू आर कंपेलिंग, यू आर फोर्सिंग दैट पर्सन टू बी अ विटनेस अगेंस्ट हिमसेल्फ, है ना. वो विटनेस है अपने ही खिलाफ, क्योंकि अगर उसने क्राइम कमिट कर दिया कि हाँ मैंने ही किया है, आप इतना मारे इतना मारे इतना टॉर्चर किया, कि जिसने नहीं भी वो चीज़ करी होगी, क्राइम करा होगा, वो भी बोल देगा कि भैया अब मारे ना मुझे, अब और मुझे ना मारे, इसलिए इससे बेहतर है कि कबूल कर दो कि हाँ किया है, चाहे कि सच में किया था या नहीं किया था. जिसने किया है वो कबूल कर दिया, ठीक है, लेकिन जिसने नहीं किया वो और मार ना खाने के डर से उसने बोल दिया कि हाँ मैंने किया है. सो दैट मीन्स अब ये चीज़ उसके अगेंस्ट चली गई. दैट मीन्स ही इज़ कंपेल्ड, क्योंकि आपने मारा है. दैट मीन्स यू आर कंपेलिंग, यू आर प्रेशराइजिंग, यू आर फोर्सिंग दैट पर्सन दैट योर जो भी आपने बोला अभी, जो आपने अभी कबूल किया, दैट इज़ एन एविडेंस गैदर्ड अगेंस्ट यू. This provision safeguards accused right against self-incrimination. This is the keyword, right against self-incrimination. Wherever this term means, you have to remember that no person shall be compelled to be a witness against himself. An accused may give information based on own knowledge if he or she wishes to, but cannot be forced to be self-witness against himself. Every accused has a right to fair trial. This is fine. Every accused or every person in India has a right that his side may be heard properly in the court, and he has a right to fair and fair proceedings. And if he wants, then he can say, or then he can express what all facts of the case were, but you cannot compel him to do so. Okay, then right to life and personal liberty will be covered up in the next video.